The title of the story is Mama Ruka's Secret Ingredient. The bustling food stall. Mama Ruka's food stall was a kaleidoscope of colors, sounds, and aromas, nestled beside a dilapidated car mechanic workshop. The vibrant scents of African spices and grilled meats wafted through the air, enticing passers-by and drawing a diverse crowd of eager patrons. Customers just stood in line, plates in hand, their excitement palpable as they awaited their turn at the stall. "I've been waiting for this all day," exclaimed a young professional eyeing the sizzling meat skewers. "Tell me about it," replied a street vendor, adjusting his tray of fresh fruits. "Mama Ruka's jollof rice is the best in town." Mama Ruka's staff, moving with practiced efficiency, served steaming dishes with an air of pride. They expertly balanced multiple tasks, from scooping generous portions to collecting payments with a hint of sass. "Mama Ruka's got the magic touch," said the burly mechanic, wiping the sweat from his forehead. "Her pomo is the best, the most perfect fuel after a long day's work." As the lunch rush intensified, Mama Ruka emerged from the kitchen, her apron stained with day's offering. She surveyed the scene, her eyes twinkling with satisfaction. "Keep it moving, my children," she called out to her staff. "We don't want to keep our customers waiting." The staff nodded, their movements becoming even more fluid as they worked together like a well-oiled machine. The store thrived on the reputation of its unmatched culinary delights, making it a cherished spot in the neighborhood. "First-timers be warned," joked a regular customer, grinning at a newcomer. "Mama Ruka's food will spoil you for life." The newcomer smiled, eyes widening as they took their first bite. The flavors danced on their tongue, and they knew they would be back for more. On a particularly lively afternoon, a well-dressed man arrived with his friend, his face alight with enthusiasm. "You are in for a treat," he declared, leading his friend towards the stall. "Mama Ruka's food is legendary. I have been raving about it for weeks." His friend, intrigued and skeptical, followed closely. "Is it really that good?" he asked, eyeing the bustling crowd. "Trust me, it's life-changing," the man replied, his confidence unwavering. "Mama Ruka's got a secret ingredient that will make your taste buds dance." As they neared the stall, the man's confident demeanor began to waver. He seemed to recognize something or someone in the crowd, his excitement giving way to a hint of nervousness. "Wait a minute," he muttered, his eyes scanning the scene. "I could have sworn." His friend noticed the change in his demeanor. "Hey, what's wrong?" he asked, but the man just shook his head, his eyes fixed on Mama Ruka herself. As the boastful man and his friend waited in line, they overheard an elderly local sharing a story with a nearby customer. The old man's tale piqued the beautiful man's curiosity, and he began to wonder if there was more to Mama Ruka's cooking than met the eye. As they edged closer to the counter, the boastful man noticed the woman overseeing the food preparation. He pointed her out to his friend, whispering, "That must be Mama Ruka herself." Just as the boastful man was about to introduce himself, the elderly local approached him with a knowing smile. "You are looking at a legend," the old man said. "Mama Ruka passed away over a decade ago, but her spirit lives on in her recipe." The boastful man's face turned pale as he processed the revelation. Without warning, the atmosphere around the stall changed. The air grew thick, and the woman behind the counter began to shimmer. "Mama Ruka!" the boastful man exclaimed, his voice filled with disbelief. In a breathtaking instant, she, along with the pots and steaming dishes, vanished into a puff of smoke. The sudden disappearance caused panic among the crowd. People stumbled over each other, their faces etched with fear and confusion. The boastful man, still in shock, addressed the frightened crowd. "Mama Ruka has been gone for over 12 years, he said, his voice trembling. What we just saw was not real. It was a spectral illusion of her former self." The crowd murmured in confusion and fear, trying to process the revelation. "What do you mean?" someone asked. The boastful man took a deep breath. "I mean, Mama Ruka's spirit has been lingering here, manifesting as a ghostly apparition. We saw her, but she is not really here." A woman in the crowd spoke up. "But why? Why would her spirit do that?" The boastful man shook his head. "I don't know, but I think it's because of her love for cooking and sharing food with people. She wanted to keep her legacy alive even in death." The crowd began to nod, understanding. "So it was a blessing?" someone asked. The boastful man smiled weakly. "I think so. We were lucky to experience it, even if it was just an illusion." As the crowd dispersed, still discussing and trying to make sense of what happened, the boastful man stood alone, lost in thought. He couldn't shake off the feeling that Mama Ruka's spirit was still watching over them, guiding them towards the true meaning of food and community. In the days that followed, the food stall fell into disrepair, yet the legend of Mama Ruka's ghostly appearance persisted. Locals gathered in small groups, recounting tales of the mysterious chef and her spectral culinary skills. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more.